Hello everyone, this is the part 2 of explaining the process and development of the computer PC case Ulfberht. We are going to go and look at each of the changes that we have made and why we did it. So you have already seen the first and the second prototype, and now we are going to see the rest of them. So the first thing that we did was to reduce the cost on the CPU block. The CPU block are normally made by CNC machining, which is an expensive process, but we are trying to change it to hydroforming, which means we are going to put a pipe inside a mold and then put hydraulic liquid inside it. We have done the molding, but the parts didn't manufacture yet. We have done the molding design only. The parts didn't manufacture. We tried aluminium. It was very hard to solder and so on. So we are going to try. We are trying currently copper, which has good thermal conductivity, and it deforms well in the hydroforming process. The second thing we did is to change the connector type, and we needed to research and understand what is the best connector and the cheapest connector. Of course we tried zip tie as well. These are the liquids that we have done. This is Novec 649 from 3M, Novec 7000. We didn't try this because we had so little liquid of it. Isopropyl alcohol, water of course, and methylene chloride we tried. The current design is using methylene chloride. The piping that we have tested, of course, the current one is made by one of them is made by just clear, I think, clear tubing. I don't know what's the name. This is FKM currently installed on it. I can see that the methylene chloride has already hardened it, and we have a very bad kink in it. That's why we are going to change all the piping to copper, which withstand high pressure as well, and it lasts long. We have changed it to PTF. We have tried PTFE, but everything is good about it. But the connections are very expensive to manufacture and they are bulky. So if we have made them soldered all around, it's cheaper. This is normal acrylic, which will react with the FKM. It would be okay if we were using Novec, but it cannot withstand the pressure that we want. The tubing cannot withstand the pressure that we want, same as the FKM tubing. Of course, if it has higher thickness, it can withstand. This is one of the mounts, CPU mount, which mounts the heat exchanger to the board. These are 4 type of thermal pad and thermal paste that we have tested. We have this at first we thought about making the radiator out of 2 sheets of aluminium going on top of each other, laser welded all around, and then we would hydroform it in order to make the last design. But at last we didn't do so, since it was a very tedious process. You can see that if your laser welder doesn't have the right setting, it can cut it, and it's very hard to just solder aluminium by TIG welding. This is laser cutted, this is punched out, and you can see why it is worked, because it was in a punching process. Here is one after the couple 2 product. Here is the another one of the chassis that we have made. It was okay, but we needed to do some major changes in order to simplify the manufacturing process and to improve the performance and look. So here is the one of the radiator. We wanted this should work, other than it has a very bad kink in here, so it doesn't allow the liquid to pass on, and we have to use hydraulic pressure to implement it. Maybe in future we go back to this design again, but I don't think so. This is most probably what we are going to stick with for the first and other design. This is 8 millimeter OD, 6 millimeter OD, and about 4 or 5 millimeter OD, 4.7 outer diameter of wire and tube condenser. And after all that, we have the current version of our product. Of course, we are developing the next version in order to even fulfill more performance and quality and reliability. So the way that it goes, because the space in front of the CPU was normally accumulated, but by the heat sink, we took it out, so therefore we can put a very large power supply in front of it. Then therefore we have the smallest casing possible, and the hards, we are going to just mount it, two of the hards on the door, and we are going to have up to three or up to two or three biggest graphic cards in the market. Okay, so there is no problem with storage capability, and it should look sleek. We are still working on the improvement, but we will see, don't worry.